our past and the way we used to think, but now, up until now, I always use this terminology, up until now, because we're cutting that cord of and I'm not sure because I'm self-conscious and I don't want to look like that, or I can't show up for myself because of this and this and this and this. We're just creating excuses, and you're so right. We need to show up authentic and be ourselves completely, because authenticity is super high level vibration, and it's something that we have all been conditioned to not be. Because when we're at school, we have to wear the same thing, especially in England, or just like we have to go into the same subjects and get a certain grade, and we're all comparing each other straight away from when we are born. In the first couple of years within school, we're comparing ourselves. Oh, you got an A, I got a B, you got a C, you got a D, and that's all conditioning ourselves to compare ourselves with other people. And then when we don't feel good enough because the other person has got a better grade than us, we feel devalued, we feel unempowered, because we've not been given that space to truly explode with expression and authenticity into our divine calling of creativity, and I think creativity is such a big thing that we need to all express now and then, where it may be like singing, dancing, writing, read, like anything, like painting, anything you can do is ultimately going to get that neurological circuits of being in that space of our child, and the inner child needs to just be reborn, because ultimately that's where all the magic lies, being a child again, and being super just free and not caring about what other people think. Because when you see a child and they're playing with their friends, or they're doing something, and then all of a sudden when they notice you seeing them, it's the magic goes away, because you're oh, you're being watched, and then you're you kind of change, and it's oh, am I good enough, and are my parents smiling, or do they want me, am I okay to do this? And it's all and it ruins the vibration. I think if we're ultimately able to view ourselves as that child, as a child again, and give us space to be as much as we can, then that's when we'll show up the best for ourselves and create that space and be ultimately free in our minds, and then we'll be able to create more, do more, gain financially, and connect as our true selves.